December is here, and that means the Colonials are back to work at 84 Lumber Arena, hosting Sacred Heart this Friday and Saturday at 7:05 p.m. I'm Matt Geica, joined by Colonials head coach Derek Schooley, and coach, your team gets back at it after the Thanksgiving break, as I alluded to, but let's go back before that to your weekend series at American International. 5-5 tie the first night, but your team really responded to a challenge you issued them prior to Saturday's game, winning it 6-0. Would you say that was the best performance of the season for your team?
Well, it was complete. I think we might have played some higher stretches, but we were complete the whole 60 minutes. I thought we came out with a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. We capitalized on chances. We played in their end an awful lot, which meant Terry Schaefer wasn't tested as much as Dalton was the night before. We just did things the right way, and we made sure that we advanced pucks, we played in their end, and really took pucks net, and we capitalized on our chances.
Now, comparing where your team stands right now, 8-1-3, to where you were last year with just a couple of wins at this point in the season, do the results change your approach as a coach? Maybe last year, were you searching for something that you're just trying to maintain right now?
Well, I mean, it's hard to continue to do things as well as we've done and do it on a consistent basis, because guys want to at times deviate from that, but you have to stay the course and you have to stay with the process. Last year we had to stick with the process and believe in what we were doing. This year the same thing. We can't, just because we're having success, we can't get away from what makes us successful, and our guys have been good with it so far. We've had a couple games where we haven't been as sharp as we wanted to, but we've worked our way into the game, and that's one of the things that our team needs to do, is be ready to play right off the bat. Play for 60 minutes, not play for 40, not play for 50, but to play for 60 and be ready to go right off the start.
It's a long season, 5 months, could be 6 months if everything goes as expected, but this time of year, not a lot of games. What kind of a challenge does that present for you and the players to keep that sharpness you were just talking about?
Well, our schedule's a little bit different. We played 8 and then we're off, played 4 off, we play 4 again upcoming, and then we go off for Christmas break, and then we only have 1 off weekend in the whole second half of the year. We've tried to maintain our sharpness by doing different things, keeping small games, battle drills, things that engage our players instead of just ho-hum system stuff. We give our guys some time off at Thanksgiving. We came back on Sunday night after being off for 4 days, and have had 3 really good days of spirited practices and had a lot of energy, and it looks like the break and a chance to go home was really refreshing for our guys. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it carries over into this weekend.
Yeah, let's talk about that. It's all leading up to another home series here at 84 Lumber Arena against an Atlantic hockey opponent. Colonial 6-1-3, first place in the conference. You're facing a team that finished near the bottom last year in Sacred Heart, but right now tied for 4th, so they're doing a lot of things right. What do you think they'll bring to the table this weekend?
Well, they're a young hockey team last year. They've got older, they've got more experience, they've got very good goaltending in Vizano and Bodnerchuk. They're very well coached. We had 2 really tough games at Sacred Heart last year coming out of New Year's, where we were out in Connecticut for 8 days. Both were 2-1. We had to win one of them in overtime, and that really kind of propelled us into a great start of 2014. And this is a good hockey team. Justin Danforth was on the all-rookie team. He might even been Rookie of the Year. They've got some talent up front in Lake and George, and you just go down the list of talented hockey players they have. So we need to be ready to play. We need to be ready to be focused coming out of the break. One of the benefits that we have this time, us having a break and coming back, is Sacred Heart had a break too. So both teams are going to be facing the same type of challenges coming out of a break, being ready to play and getting that energy back after sitting out a weekend. Last time we had Air Force played over that break, so they had a little bit of a edge up on us. So this time at least both teams will be even, and looking forward to the weekend.
Challenge is there to get it revved back up for the Colonials. Coach, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Today. We'll see you at 84 Lumber Arena this weekend. The RMU Colonials getting set to take the ice once again after Thanksgiving break, hosting Sacred Heart, and one of the gentlemen on the ice this weekend at 84 Lumber Arena will be junior defenseman Chase Golightly. Chase, thanks for the time.
Yeah, thanks.
Appreciate that. Good to speak with you today. When you look at this season compared to last season, and I'm sure you probably heard the questions from outside the team, but what's been the major difference? It's been such a huge change from having just a couple of wins at this point last season to being in first place in your conference and only one loss to this stage.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like this start better than last year's start. I think the biggest difference probably is just everyone's really buying into the systems. Everyone's really taking care of their job. We're not so worried about, putting blame on others. Everyone's worried about their game. And when everyone's taking care of their jobs, it makes it a lot easier out there.
Sure. Now your team's coming off of a really strong effort, the second game of the series at American International, 6-0 victory, biggest winning margin of the season for the Colonials. You had a goal in that game as well, and you also had a couple of assists on the weekend. What has to happen as a defenseman for you to get involved in the attack that way?
Well, first, I mean, as a defenseman, you have to take care of your own end, so that's always priority one. But then it's all about learning when to jump into the play, recognizing when you can be the extra attacker. You always want to outnumber them, and it's been really helpful lately. We've been working on the de-joining the rush, and coming in a little later, letting the initial wave pass by. And so it's just recognizing when's a good time to jump.
Sure. You've been playing a good bit with freshman Alex Bonche. You've been paired with him for essentially the whole season. What do you feel you guys do well that has led to your success as a pairing?
I think we complement each other really well. He's a good player. He's open to suggestions, and I think the biggest thing for us right now is we really trust each other. So if I'm in the corner and he's calling for it, I'm going to trust that he's making the right call, and that really makes it easy.
Now, in your third year as a Colonial, you've been on campus for a couple of seasons. You're comfortable in that way. You play with a lot of the same guys as well. What have you done, I guess, to enhance your role as you've gotten a bit older?
As you get older, you always want to improve. So, as a freshman coming in, it was the basics, making sure I was solid defensively, learning all the new systems. And then once you learn the systems, I always try to pass on to the younger players what we're expecting of them and what we need them to do to make it happen. So I would just say, starting with the basics and then just slowly adding to your game, picking up where you're weak, improving on that, and then reevaluating.
Sure. That's Chase Golightly, a junior accounting and finance major from Temecula, California. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you here on the island this weekend.